Hey guys, welcome back to Cups of Crazy with Rachel and Lee. To Hey, how you doing?
Peachy.
Uh, yeah. Today again, we want to start by saying thank you. We have gotten right now, I think, over 300 likes on our Facebook page, which makes us extremely happy. So thank you for all the support, and that's worldwide. So thank you very much. We have gotten more downloads and more listens on our iPod, on our podcast, and on our YouTube channel. So thank you so much for that. I just want to start off with that, and then I think today we're going to start off with a pretty good email that we got regarding our last um, episode. So it was for red flags. So I'm going to pull that up. Okay. So Josephine writes in and says, met a guy through mutual friends. We dated for about 3 weeks. It was really intense. He was trying to say I love you like before the even 3 weeks.
Oh
There
man.
were no red flags. So I was a little suspicious, but nothing crazy. And then he bought me expensive gifts. And then after the 3 weeks, I found out through making a Tinder profile that he had Tinder and he was actively using it because he messaged me, she says in quotes, the girl. So um, basically, she's asking us if no signs are a sign. Uh,
Absolutely.
I'm gonna
Clearly.
say that that's a yes. Everybody has something. Everybody has something, and it's just whether you're upfront about it or not. And again,
Right.
the level of the red flag.
Also, when someone is buying you super expensive stuff right off the bat, it almost
So soon.
feels like they're trying to buy you or buy your affection. And that right there is questionable. Like, why do you
Hmm.
feel the need to do all of this instead of just, in a sense, selling yourself to me? Like, all that stuff, it's
Right. Like
materialistic
it's
shit.
nice, but
Yeah.
yeah, I've never been like that. I have friends who are like that, and I just material things don't mean anything because at the end of the day, it's like if you're sneaky or whatever, I want to be happy, and they say, isn't it happier to like end a relationship in a Benz and be poor? But all the same, like if you have to deal with all the bullshit, like you know what I mean? It's like why even?
Yeah.
No. So yeah, yes, Josephine, thank you so much for writing us. And that is definitely a red flag to watch out for other viewers as well. No flags probably means a flag, and after a couple weeks, you might want to start. Don't go looking for things on purpose, but if you
Yeah.
have like that gut feeling, that intuition, then go for it. Good for you, girl. Don't keep talking to him
Yeah.
because it's not worth it.
Nope.
And then I think we're at least going to start off with our topic today.
Yeah. So, this is something I think most people have gone through, but I wanted to touch on, um, you know, when you're in a relationship and you basically never get invited with your partner and his friends. So basically, they make plans, or her friends, they make plans, and it's just kind of like, hey, I'm going with so and so, but you are never invited. And you basically never meet half of the people that they hang out with. And basically wanted to get some views on that. I thought it was an
Uh,
interesting topic.
yeah, so everybody who's listening or watching, please write us. We now have, our email that you can write us, and then we have our direct WhatsApp line that you can also, will be available. That's like an open line 24/7 to get back to you. Um, so anybody's comments would be great. I have my own. Um, we briefly talked about this, prior, and I told you I've never really had that issue as far as not
Me
being
either.
invited.
Up until.
Yeah, right. And they just always wanted to hang out with me. I don't know what the fuck the problem was. And that was nice. Like it was a nice feeling, and I did enjoy it. However, then like when it would be time to hang out with, like, you invited me, and I appreciate it, especially if it's like not just like, you know say you have a boyfriend, or say I had a boyfriend and he had a couple friends and he just wanted to go like play ball or hang out with them.
Right.
Obviously, I
That's
don't want to
different.
be invited to that. But I want to be invited if you're going to someone's house like on Sunday football or whatever, and there's going to be a lot of people there, and it's not just the guys.
Right.
Um, and to me, that should happen fairly quickly. I last year when I briefly dated somebody, within the second week he was asking me to hang out with him and his friends, and I think that's a way of showing that you care and that you want not necessarily to show off, but to you they enjoy your company. They always want to
Right.
be around you. You know what I mean? So that's a nice feeling to have. Um, so I don't have too much experience with the not being invited thing, just because I just happen to have not had a relationship with that. Other issues, but not that one.
Yeah. Well, and I think it just, can make you question, like, is this a secret? Do people actually know? You know what
That
I
you
mean?
have a
That like you're
girlfriend
in a
or boyfriend.
relationship, right?
Right.
Like it's just odd. And obviously, like you said, you don't always have to hang out with each other and friends or whatever.
No, you
But
need space, but
it's
there's a
it's
line.
right, and it's nice to at least be invited. Um,
Hmm.
and then it just kind of leaves that up in the air question, like why are you trying to like hide the fact that you're with someone? And to me
Right.
that is a huge red flag. In the past,
Major.
yeah, in the past, I've really never had to deal with that. Like you said, whoever I was dating, I was like, oh, we're going here, there. And there were times where it was like, no, you just like go with your friends, like I'm good. um
Yeah.
but to only be limited to a small amount of you know people that they
Events.
hang with, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it just seems odd after a
It is
while when
odd.
it's still like that. So I was just
It's odd.
curious what viewers would think about that, and like
Well,
kind of like what
also,
it means, like why.
right. Well, what it means, I'm not sure, but I also the same for anybody who listened to the other episodes. The guy that made me change my shirt into something else.
Mm,
I always felt like he never wanted to be. He didn't have friends,
right.
so that's also a red flag. Why don't people want to hang out with you?
Yeah.
But he like seemed to. I always felt like if we did go out in public or go anywhere together, and again, not with people, just us, like that he was always like watching to kind of see what people thought or whatever. Like because oh,
Yeah.
he's so good looking, him.
Yeah.
And if I wasn't dressed right or didn't look a certain way, like I felt like he felt like people would be judging him. He cared a lot about what people thought, and
Mm,
that's a red flag for
yep.
anybody. And I used to too, and that took years and years of work to not care. I mean, you
Right.
care to a point, but
Right. But
you know,
when it's to that point, it shows no confidence. You know what I mean? It's like you're so worried what everyone else thinks. Like
right.
just give a shit what you think.
Right. But if you're in an official relationship, like, because we were just, dating for 5 years, when you accidentally dated someone for 5 years.
Oopsie.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry that you saying that we're in a relationship made me think we're in a relationship. um,
uh,
shit, I forgot what I was gonna say now. Damn me trying to be funny.
right.
Anyway, it's a red flag, and it's just respect. It's a respect issue. Like you don't respect me enough to like make sure that I know who your friends are the same way you'd want to know who I'm hanging out with. It would go both ways. You couldn't just be like, oh, I want to know who you're hanging out with, but I can't know who you're hanging out with,
Right.
right? Like, are they hiding you?
Well, yeah, and I feel like, at some point it could feel like that. Like, why is it only a select few that know your significant other exists? Why is it,
Exactly.
you know, basically outside of the small bubble?
Yeah.
And I don't know, it's just kind of weird.
It's wicked weird. And
Wicked.
wicked,
Wicked.
um, wicked. We could keep doing that. But it is to me. I would be
Yeah.
like, I'd feel, and then like it's like to even think about how I'm feeling about this situation that's happening. Like, do you care that I'm upset that I feel like you don't want me to be seen, or I'm sure those are things that arise. So
Right.
from the viewers, we want to hear what you guys have to say about that, or if you've ever had to deal with that.
Yeah. And what you did about it, good,
It,
bad, the ugly, like how you were able to get it across, and did it even matter?
right? Did it matter? And did you let it drag on for like 4 or 5 years or whatever? Nothing specific.
All right. curious to see those responses. All right, so are we gonna do our fun
Yeah, let's
questions
do
that
it.
we drummed
Yeah.
up? All right, we got
The questionable quizzes. If
yeah.
anybody has an idea for us, we want to get like a little segment that flashes on the screen for those who watch on YouTube. But it is questionable quizzes, and basically what we're gonna do is just go through some of these random weird questions and just kind of see. And it'll give us. We want to hear your answers, and then it'll give you guys a little bit of a better chance to know us better and the weird things that we like. Okay. Do you want to start off with the first question?
Sure. So I'm probably gonna bounce around a little, but that's fine.
Yeah, because I know they're everywhere. We should label them.
Yeah.
Categories. I love categories.
Folders, all different color folders
that I don't use with my notebooks.
Yeah. All right. So, what is the craziest dream you've ever had?
Craziest dream I ever had. I had a dream that I was at like a club in Orlando, and it's called I don't know if I want to say it, but it's like a three-story club, and I was there and I was outside, but the way it was set up, it wasn't it was like wooden, almost like wooden levels that you were on. And for whatever reason, like I ended up falling and hitting my mouth on a nail, and it like went through my lip. Yeah, it went through my lip, and then I fell off of the platform, and like the two went through my cheeks, like long nails. It was the weirdest thing. And then my cell phone broke, and I woke up. Like that's what I was worried about. That was like I've had some weird dreams, like the ones like people are chasing you, or where you're falling and then you wake up. But it was I woke up in tears, like I thought my mouth was like, I'm like, oh my god, but no.
Wow.
And you? Yeah. It was
So I have a toss up.
okay.
And I'm sure I've had crazier ones in the past, but usually within like 24 hours you don't remember your dreams. So I had a short one the other night where I was holding a baby, not my baby, I don't know whose, and there were I probably stole it, I don't know, but there were these cute little kittens near a window. Okay. And one of them almost fell out, so I dropped the baby to get the kitten. Yes, so
I would absolutely do that.
Yeah, it wasn't my kid anyway, so I was like, whatever.
Doesn't matter to me.
So I did save the kitten. And then I had one the other week where it went on for so long, and it was just like so infuriating because no one would help. But basically, I was at a friend's house. And you know how everything in your dreams is just totally warped with how like it actually is. So I was at a friend's house.
Or is it really what's going on?
Is it reality? Oh, God, I hope not for this dream's sake.
Right. It's gonna be worse than what this is.
It was like Jumanji, basically. I opened the door and there were huge bison and elephants that were going around just flipping cars over. They were like tearing people up. And I was in the house with my youngest son, and it was like a friend's house. And I'm like, hey guys, like I parked the car around the corner. There's bison and elephant like running around. And they were just like, yeah, no, we're not going to bring you over there. And like nobody would help. And every time I tried to leave, I'd open the door and there's like this huge freaking animal walking by. So I had to like shut it. And
that's hilarious.
It just went on for so long though. And then finally I grabbed my son and like we just ran. And then as I was running, I was like, I don't even remember where I parked. And it was just like, oh my God. So like we're hiding between cars and stuff. And then eventually I found my car, but then it switched to me being in like a high speed chase with like these people that wanted to kill us. So it just like, it went on forever. And then I ended up waking up. Yeah.
Don't you hate the dreams like where like the dreams are so real, but somewhere in your dream you're aware that it's not, and you can't wake up?
Yeah.
Like, I just want to wake up already. Like, and you just can't. I'm sorry. I don't know how to use these things. Do you guys like our headphones?
Yeah. Going way back.
The
We
delay
tried
is
out.
not as bad though.
No,
Well,
not at
maybe
all.
I just cut you off, so maybe
Yes, that's natural.
I can't help it. My thoughts flow so fast. All right, I'll pick the next question then.
All right, cool.
If that's okay with you.
Yeah.
All right, so well, yeah, remember that you said there's someone's like, I don't want to know the answer to that one. Let's see. What? Oh, yes, I remember what I wanted to ask you. Does it Okay, here it is. How do you feel about emojis and abbreviated words like you instead of you in text and emails?
So I think it depends, obviously not in emails.
Because they're
Yeah. And like, I mean, even where I work, it's like a very like fun type of thing, but there are just certain things you don't put in. As far as texting, I think it really depends on the person. Like
right.
my mom
Just,
texts like that, or she does like the voice text where I have no idea what it actually means because it's like a bunch of random words. But if it's someone that I talk to every day, it is annoying, but it's whatever.
a disclaimer for anybody who emails us or writes us: we're not going to judge you for how you write us. However, um,
However,
I cannot stand when people do not know the difference between there, and there, and your and yours, or
you're
yeah, your and
you are.
it drives me absolutely insane. Only because, like, between the amount of memes that come out about it, regular general elementary education, I'm gonna need you to know how to, like, if you're saying, oh, you're so pretty. Okay, you are so pretty. Thank you. No, I'm correcting you. You know what I mean? Because I've definitely done that. So that's like a pet peeve of mine for sure.
Fair
But the
enough.
spelling, like, just some people write you instead, or weird ways of spelling words that I don't know how autocorrect doesn't automatically fix. But
Do right.
business.
Okay, fair enough. I got a good one. What's the strangest thing you've eaten?
Have you met me? I'm such a picky eater, so that's not. The strangest thing I've eaten, purpose or an accident?
I guess on purpose.
I'll do both. I'll start with the accident while I think of a purpose. So I was in my friend's car when I was like 17 drinking a Coke, and a fucking cockroach was in the can and it was in my mouth, and I puked everywhere all over her car.
That is absolutely horrible.
It is haunting to this day. It makes me like, it gives me the gag reflex. And honestly, on purpose, I when I went to Costa Rica, I tried like a lot of different things, but I couldn't remember the names of any of them, but nothing seemed like super abnormal. Like, I'm not
Yeah.
like not a adventurous foodie.
Yeah. Me either. The only thing I could say that I ate purposely was paste. I used to love paste when I was like in the
Oh,
first
that's
grade.
right. You did used to eat
Yeah,
paste.
and they had to take it away from me.
As they should.
Probably explains a lot.
Have you
Whatever.
a lot of toxins in those? Have you seen those videos that like couples do where like they cover themselves in like glue to make it look like their skin's falling off? So yeah, so anyway, so there's these couples and the girls just cover themselves in like this Elmer's glue, like, and wait for it to dry, and then it looks like their skin's peeling off, and like, babe, oh my god, my skin's peeling off. Some of them do it like very realistic, like you could believe them, and others are like, please, like, he already knew what you were doing ahead of time.
Yeah.
Like, whatever.
Oh my God.
So yeah, that's for glue stories. I thought that was pretty funny because I just started seeing those like pop up and stuff. But yeah, other than that, like, I used to like to smell all the markers. That counts.
Like
And
Shoppies?
gasoline. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that toxic stuff, huh?
I still do.
A nice little high.
Okay. I want to ask this question, but my response is I don't know if I'll get in trouble.
Oh, Jesus.
All right, what song can always make you dance, especially if no one's around?
Probably have to be MMMBop. Going
I
on
know, I just can't help it.
a good like what 20 years at least. Not
20
yeah,
something,
even
yeah.
more than that because I was 18 jamming out to them, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
probably
some of the
MMMBop.
some of the songs from the No Doubt one, the album, like they make me just want to like jump around and be all,
Yeah,
like stage like Gwen Stefani.
doing push-ups and shit.
Right. Well, I don't know. I didn't say that's not what I said. All
Oh my
right.
god.
Your turn.
Um. Oh. How do you handle it when your family doesn't approve of a decision you've made?
You can clearly see that I passed that question when
Is that the one?
I passed it. You can see that the question I ask is below it because I didn't want to do this one.
I'll answer it.
I mean,
I don't care. I do what's right for me and my kids. Like,
yeah, I obviously, because my situation is a little bit different. I try not to care, but sometimes that's impossible. So,
yeah, fair enough.
We'll talk about that when I move out. We'll go back to that. Let me see if. Okay, that's actually a funny question. But do you read your horoscope? Do you do it for fun or do you take it seriously? We just talked about this yesterday.
I stopped for a long time just because it was like whatever, or like it would be such a positive one that I'd go into the day like yeah this shit's gonna be good, and then it ends up being a crap day, and
You,
I don't know.
horoscope.
I just it's like I don't know. I like the idea of it, but
right, yeah, exactly. Like I like the idea, and like I told you, like I just re-downloaded it, and like the day prior and of like it was so accurate that it was scary. But again, they're always listening, so who knows? But like I don't take, even though I'm very like, love, peace, and chakra shit, and universe and all that, like I'm not too much into like, when people are like, oh, what's your sign? Oh, that's why you're the way you are. Like,
yeah.
No, Doug, I don't care if you're a Libra, you're still an asshole. Like, you know what I mean? Like, the fuck? What does that have to do with anything? You know what I mean? But but it's fun at least just to kind of see or give you hope of what could be.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of where the game MASH comes in. That's what I use.
Yes, and we will be doing that. We are working on a 90s episode, and we want to get that done hopefully for episode 10, and we're going to do a share screen where we can play MASH. When we were younger, whenever she used to babysit, we played it all the time, and it was just, if anybody who's older than 25, they would know the game. I don't know if it still exists, like, do kids play it in school anymore?
Honestly, I have no idea.
Yeah, I've never heard it.
I think it lost.
I think it's a girl thing anyway.
Yeah.
I don't see how.
Yeah, me either.
That was the highlight of my childhood. Imagining marrying Zach Hansen. Hey.
Right. I had a lot of different husbands. And then ironically, I don't believe in marriage, so it's weird.
We'll call that
how shit turns out.
Yeah,
shut up. So let's see. Do you consider yourself an old soul?
Oh yeah, for sure. I feel like people used to tell me that when I was a kid all the time. And I mean, people have different definitions of what they think is an old soul. Like for you, do you think you are?
No, I just think I'm old.
How would you well, yeah, we're getting old now, so.
I think in different aspects of my life, yes. Like I feel like the way I view how relationships are supposed to be, I think is like old school. You know what I mean? It's like different in the day and age of technology and all that. I just feel like it makes things so it's so much easier for things to fall apart because there's just so many different options available, if that makes sense.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, well, I just found this like uh I don't want to say corny, but it was the first thing that popped up. Like 15 telltale signs to know if you're like an old soul. I'll just run through a couple so we can see like if anybody can relate. You know, there's another way to do things. Um, like, yeah, okay. You give advice well beyond your years. I have, even though I can't take my own. You like to think things through. Oh, maybe I'm not.
Actually,
You don't waste time asking why. I definitely don't. Like, I'm sorry. Who's texting us? You don't like to just go out for the sake of going out. I'm like that. I'm a homebody, you know,
yeah.
too. You have an appreciation for old literature. I actually do. I'm not like some, you know, whatever, but I do like poems and I like a lot of stuff from Shakespeare. You have old ears. Oh, you love and appreciate the classics. I have a whole shitload of Frank Sinatra in my playlist. I love him. You see no need in being unnecessarily stressed. Love to meet new people. No, that's a hard no for me. You love learning. Yeah, you don't see the fuss about the latest craze. Yeah, you value the company of those much older than you. That is true. I love old people way more than someone should. I just do. You are the epitome of calm. And you truly understand what it means to give. So I mean, I was just some like, you know, website where people say things, but like I don't know how I feel. Like, yeah, I just feel like an old soul to someone. I get the calm thing, like, and even though I'm not a calm person because I'm anxious all the time, I just always just feel like, yeah, like I don't know, like a grumpy old person, like I can't be bothered.
Yeah.
And that's
No, I can relate to that. It's just, I
like
don't
I
know,
like to stay
certain
home
things.
and like
Yeah.
yeah, and like in relationships and stuff. Like I mean, although like I'm evolved as far as like I feel like things should be 50-50. Like I still like when guys open the car door for me. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
like I try to teach AJ to do that now. I'm like, son, this will benefit you when you're 18 and you have no idea. So like that, and you know, flowers for no reason. Like that's more of a, I guess that could be a question. Like hopeless romantic. Are you?
I am, but I'm not. Like
Right.
in my stories, I really know how to lay it on thick. But in real life, I'm more of a realist, I guess you would say. Like
Yeah,
there's certain things where it's like, oh yeah, you know, but overall,
I'm just very romantic in
yeah.
general,
I
like
used to
in a
be.
relationship. Any Hoozle.
Like I'm talking way, way back. Like
Oh, okay. I
when
was
I
like, I don't
was
know how to respond to
young
that.
and dumb.
Right. Yeah, I'm a hopeless romantic, and I feel sometimes like in relationships like that I did more things that guys are supposed to do. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? But that's because that's what I want in return. But also I enjoy seeing someone else happy, like with surprises and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. All right. So next question. Is there something that your significant other could do if you were having a complete dumpster fire every day? So if everything was shit from morning until you got home at night and you're just, you know, having one of those days, is there something that someone could do to make you feel better? Or what have been some things that have helped?
You could leave me the fuck alone.
Oh my God. All right,
No,
then. Yeah.
no, because you know sometimes when you're having that bad of a day, you
Yeah.
want to be left alone to avoid not projecting it onto other people. That's
Yeah.
how I feel. But in previous situations, like where I've had really bad days, like something as cute as like a nice text message. Like 7-Eleven has those stupid like flowers for like $4, which is outrageous for a single flower. But whatever, just like something to show that, you know, that you're like, I'm sorry you had a bad day. Here's something I hope will make you smile, or just
Yeah.
cook for you, something like that. I don't like to be in like a, would you say, a fiery dumpster shitty day? I'm not sure what the
Dumpster
exact quote
fire.
was. Right. Um, like it depends on, like, I guess, like how bad, but you don't, yeah, like I said, you don't want to project that onto somebody else, but anything thoughtful.
Yeah.
And this is Cucumber, by the way, and he'll be a frequent guest of ours.
Yeah. He's sleeping right now, but usually
He's sleeping
he'll walk right in front, like, oh hey.
right in front of the camera. So yeah, what about you?
Um, so I think for me, I think the text just saying, really sorry how everything's going, or, different things like that.
Yep.
Or, I've noticed a lot of times when I come home and I've had a day, um,
Hmm.
I tend to be quiet.
Yeah.
And sometimes it, you know, kind of projects that I've had a shitty day. But I also like a random like hug, you know. I'm
I
not
love
really a
hugs.
super affectionate person anymore, but I
Right.
do like a good hug where it's just like one of those nice squeezes.
Where you
Um,
can feel like they give a fuck.
yeah, yeah. And I mean I got one of those a few weeks ago when
Oh.
when I got the call from HR to like go back to work.
Hmm.
And that was something that for months it's been like so hard for me. um so I had texted my boyfriend like, hey, like this is really happened. He knew, like, I have been all over the place, like this was mentally exhausting for me. um
Yeah.
so it was cute when he came home from work. He like just gave me like a really strong hug, and I was like, all right, like that made me
Yeah.
feel good, you know what I mean?
Right.
And
Of
it also
course.
made me realize it didn't go unnoticed how stressful it
Hmm.
was for me.
Yeah.
Because then you had those people saying like, oh, I wish I wasn't working and getting extra money. It's like, bro, give me a job any day over depending on the government. So it was really hard for me, and it was really nice to see like he actually did notice that and he felt for me, you know?
Hmm.
So yeah, I think just simple things like that. I'm not a fan of flowers because they die or remind me of
Yeah.
funerals. Um, but every now and again, I get them on my birthday, which is cute, and Mother's Day.
I
But
don't. I had never associated flowers with funerals before.
sorry,
That's okay. I will now. No, I'm
sorry.
just kidding. No, it's fine. I get it. Uh. Yeah. It's nice just knowing that someone cares. You know what I mean? Even if they're just like not there to, even like just someone being next to you, even though
Yeah,
they know you don't want to talk, that can be, to me, like really helpful or whatever.
yeah.
Um.
I think if I
So
had a cat too, that would be like, what I mean? There's something about having a pet. Like I have Maddie, my leopard gecko, and
yes,
she's
who's
adorable,
amazing.
but I can't cuddle her. I would
Mm-mm.
squish her.
Right.
And she likes to like just sit still for a while and then she'll just like run. So that's
Yeah.
just, I can't cuddle with her. And I grew up with cats. At one point we had like 5 cats, and just having an animal in the house, I think would make me feel a lot better most of the time, because it's just something that only wants your affection. Cats are a little different, but I'm similar to a cat. So
Yeah. Yep.
yeah. So I would, it'd be nice to have an animal, but for
Yep.
now, I have Maddie and like
Yeah.
10 betta fish.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
you could cuddle those for like 5 seconds.
Yeah.
um, um, so I had a quote for today. Not out of my book because I can't find it. That's ADHD for you. But it's just one that I've seen before, and it just, um, just in like the age frame that we are, I just feel like it's just good. So it says, I'm doing this off the top of my head, but it's pretty much verbatim. You can't change the people around you, but you can change the people around you. And I really like that. Like, I really like that, especially getting older. And, sometimes you get involved in the wrong crowds when you're younger, or even when you're older, it can happen. Um, but I definitely want to hear people's thoughts on that. You know, you can't change the people around you, but you can change the people around you.
Yeah.
So any comments, questions, stories, growing out of friendships, things like that, maybe that's something we can touch on next time.
Oh
Any
yeah.
topics that you guys want to hear about, mental health related or not, just let us know and we'll definitely bring them up. Thank you for the few that have emailed us so far. We really appreciate it, and we love looking forward to hearing from your emails. Um, and I think, do you have anything else?
No, that's pretty much it. Thanks again, everyone, for tuning in and supporting us on this journey.
Yes,
We're still pretty new at it, so we're
we are.
trying to figure things out. We both bought webcams and they sucked, so now we're
Both
just
don't
back
work.
to, some gaming headsets. What's up? So
What's up?
we appreciate you
Fortnite, what it
guys.
do?
Yeah.
Yes, and we really do. And
Yeah.
just for updates, like we might do a separate video for this for everybody else on Facebook, but we are working on the website, which will be up, and that'll be really cool because there you'll be able to know a little bit more about us because it'll say it on there, and also you'll be able to get links to our episodes and any like fun information, like those questions that we do. We can put those on the website as well. Any links for information that we got, anything you guys want to know more information about that we talked about during the episode, you'll be able to find on that website. And if you can't find it, then you just write us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, wherever.
All the
We're on.
things.
Yeah, we're on everything. We're on all the things. We want to try to reach out to as many people as possible. Just so everybody feels like this can be a community for you to come and have a good laugh and get some good information on mental health, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you for
Basically.
tuning in, Coffee Beans, basically. And we appreciate you guys.
We'll see you next time.
Bye.